guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. So if you're somebody that's subscribed to my channel and you've been seeing my community tab posts lately, you know I've been planning for this video for about the last week. I was totally inspired by Jamie Page Beauty. I love her channel. I've been watching her for years. I think she's just so down to earth, so relatable. She's gorgeous. I love her recommendations, her looks. Basically, she can do no wrong in my book. And a while ago, she started this subscribers pick my makeup kind of series on her channel, and I thought it was genius. Now, she has a much larger following than I, and she also has a much larger following on a bunch of different social media platforms. So at the time, she was using like Twitter and Periscope, etc. to like reach out to her fan base and have them vote in on different products for her to buy, for her to try. And I was kind of thinking to myself, logistically, that would be really difficult because I don't have as many followers on Twitter. A lot of the people that I think subscribe to my channel don't necessarily follow me on all my other platforms. But then YouTube introduced this new community tab feature, and I finally realized like this is a great way for me to reach out to you guys. So many of you have been voting in my polls for my One Palette 3 Ways series, so I realized like I could totally take advantage of this and actually do one of these videos on my channel. So I have put up a whole bunch of polls over the last week asking you guys to vote. I've picked usually like 4 different products for each category, and I had you guys pick your favorite or the thing that you wanted to see me use in today's video. So I have a full face of makeup, all products that you guys have chosen. I have no idea what this look is going to turn out like. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to fly by the seat of my pants. We're going to figure it out and see what I can come up with. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I loved the things that you guys picked. We have a really healthy mix of drugstore and high-end stuff. I tried to put options for both price points for every category, and it definitely seems like it's not, you know, you guys didn't choose all drugstore or all high-end. There's like a nice healthy mix of both. And for those of you who aren't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you will click that button, join our little family here. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so hopefully this will inspire you guys to stick around and come back for more. And in the meantime, I'm gonna bring you guys closer so we can start creating this makeup look. All right, let's get started. So the first product I had you guys pick out for me was a primer. This one was pretty close actually. Of the 4 that I recommended to you guys, there were 3 that were very close, but the one that won out in the end with, what does it say, 35% of the vote is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. As you can see, based on the fact that this is missing a giant chunk of product, I've used this a ton because it's one of my favorite primers. So I'm just gonna shake it up. And just as a little aside, I basically chose all products that I already had in my collection as opposed to asking you guys to give me recommendations for new stuff to buy because homegirl has a budget, especially being self-employed right now. I unfortunately at this point in my YouTube career can't afford to like go out and just drop $500 on a whole new like line of makeup, but hopefully you guys will still enjoy this and will find this helpful to see these products demonstrated. And a lot of these I've used a ton, so I have plenty to say about them. Speaking of which, this primer just makes your skin feel like silk. It's very smoothing and it adds a little bit of hydration. It's not like one of those lotiony moisturizing primers. It's more of like, it has kind of more that silicone-y feel, but not in a heavy, thick way. It's just, it feels like silk. It glides on so smoothly. It makes your foundation glide on beautifully. The only thing I will say about this that matters for the foundation that you guys picked, I wouldn't normally pair this primer and this foundation together because the Veil Mineral Primer has sunscreen in it, and this uses physical sunscreens, and the sunscreen that is in the Healthy Foundation, which is the foundation we're going to be using today, has octinoxate, which is, I think, a chemical sunscreen. So technically, like, I wouldn't normally mix 2 different kinds of sunscreens together. Just as a little heads up, if you guys are looking to do your own makeup, try to keep the sunscreen ingredients the same in your primers, your sunscreen, and your like moisturizers or anything like that in your foundation, because chemical and physical sunscreens like counteract each other, so it basically makes them both less effective. But for the purpose of fun today, we're just gonna pretend that that's not an issue. I just wanted to point that out. So as I said before, we're gonna be applying the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. This one won by a landslide. This one got 51% of the votes, so you guys definitely wanted to see me use this. And this is a very nice foundation. I think this is perfect for spring and summer because it's very natural looking on the skin. It's not too heavy. It provides like nice medium coverage, so I feel like it's very fresh looking and very springy. So this guy has a giant toe foot applicator, and we're just going to kind of spread this out. The only bad thing is it doesn't pick up a ton of product when you first dip in, so you kind of have to like keep going back in and dipping and getting more. Then I'm going to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush just to blend this in. Now I have the shade MW2 just in case if you guys were curious. There is a decent shade range for a drugstore foundation with this product. There's 16 shades and there's basically like 4 different like levels of lightness or darkness. There's like a light, medium, a medium, and a deep or something along those lines. And then there are 4 different undertone varieties for each of those categories. So I feel like it's generally pretty fairly spread out, which is nice. So hopefully you should be able to find something that matches you pretty well. Plus this is not like the most full coverage product. You can definitely build it up, so it's a little bit more forgiving in terms of like finding a match. Just layering it up a little bit because I always need a little more coverage kind of in the center of my face. I mean, we're gonna go in with concealer, but this foundation, I feel like it does layer well. It doesn't get cakey or anything like that. I think if you had dry skin, you could probably apply this foundation and not even set it, and it will make your skin look really just like glowy and healthy and dewy and beautiful. Me having super oily skin, we are definitely gonna need to set this down. Otherwise, I feel like it will make me look a little bit too shiny after a few hours. But before we do that, we're gonna conceal. And again, this one won out pretty like clearly, hardcore the winner. And that is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This had, what was it? 41% of the votes. I wear this in the shade Sand. So we're just going to apply a little bit of this in the under eye area. And I'm gonna also just add a little bit here around my nose. Also gonna take a little bit of this up on the lid. Okay, so to set down all of these products, we're gonna be using the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. This is like an everyday staple of mine. I love, love, love this product, especially for setting down the under eyes. I don't find that it's too heavy or too dry. This one, you guys definitely, again, had a clear preference for with 40% of the votes. I also really like the matte version of this. I feel like the matte one is better for me in the summer with my oily skin, but in the winter when I'm not quite as oily, this Perfect Setting Powder I feel like is just right for me. It's not too drying. So I'm gonna grab one of these little fluffy powder brushes and just kind of tap off the excess here. I always like to tap on my powder. You don't really want to like swipe it because I feel like you don't want to disturb your foundation or your concealer. You just want to lock it into place. Then we're going to bronze up the face a little bit. This category was a little bit closer. The winner was the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, another longtime favorite of mine and many, many other people. This is actually my Project Pan Challenge for 2018. I want to try to hit pan on this because I've had this particular one for a while now, so eventually I'll want to repurchase and get a fresh one. But this just gives you like the most beautiful sun-kissed glow. It doesn't have any shimmer or radiance, but it's not like really flat and matte and chalky. It makes your skin look just really nice and healthy. The runner-up for this one was the Makeup Revolution Ultra Bronze. That one had 29% of the vote. This one had 35%. So I'll have to use the Makeup Revolution bronzer in another video sometime soon because that one is like $7 and it's really, really good. So I'm going to just swirl this little crown brush in here, pick up some product, and we will just start buffing and building this on the cheeks. Oh, this stuff smells like heaven. It smells like a tropical paradise. I love, love, love the whole like butter collection from Physicians Formula. It's so beautiful. I also wear the shade bronzer in this product. There are now 4 shades of this, which is awesome. So there is light bronzer, which was one of the original 2 shades. There used to be bronzer and light bronzer, but now they've added 2 darker shades. So if this product was always too light for you, you may want to check out the new shades. So I'm pretty excited for what you guys chose for blush, because this is a beautiful, beautiful blush, and I definitely don't use it anywhere near as much as I should. So this is the Becca Luminous blush in the shade Snapdragon. Look at how gorgeous this color is. It's like a very hot pink coral shade with a bit of a sheen to it. Such a beautiful color for spring and summer, so I'm like all about bringing this back into my makeup collection. So I'm gonna use one of these big fluffy Moda blush brushes. Because this is so pigmented, I don't wanna use a dense blush brush, or I feel like it's gonna go on too heavy. I'm gonna kind of try to go like less is more and build it up. So I'm just gonna kind of tap into this just a little bit, get a little bit of product on the brush, and then I'm going to blend it in circular motions to start building up the color. So this is the thing about really super pigmented blushes, like they look a little terrifying in the pan, but they don't have to be crazy on the skin. It's all about the brush you use and the application method. And if you want, you can kind of just like pop a little bit more of the product like right onto the apple to make it a little bit more vibrant, and then just blend it back. So for highlighter, this one again was a landslide. You guys were all about the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals. This is like a $5 highlighter from the drugstore, and it is stunning. One of my favorites, especially in the spring and summer, because this is more of like a peachy pink shade with a gold reflect in it. So stunning. I think if you have very, very fair skin, this might be more of a blush topper than a highlighter, but if you have more of like a medium complexion, it's a beautiful, beautiful highlight. And this guy got 42% of the votes. Clearly the winner. So I am appropriately, I think, gonna use this little Wet n Wild highlighter brush to apply this. So I'm just gonna swirl this in the pan, tap off my excess, and then we'll just blend this right on the high points of the cheekbones. Oh, hello, highlight. Oh, I haven't used this in such a long time, and it's so pretty. Sometimes I feel like there's just not enough days in the week. Or you guys ever feel that way? Like, I want to wear all of my makeup because it's all so pretty, but I've only got one face, and there's only 7 days in a week, and I don't necessarily wear makeup every single day, so I feel like it just takes a while to go through and rotate through everything. This is one of those like baked gelée formulas. It gives a very like wet look to the skin, but it doesn't have any glitter or like chunkiness to it. So beautiful. So for brows, you guys, again, we're all about the drugstore. We are going to be using the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Pencil. This is a great dupe for like your Anastasia Brow Wiz. I'm glad that drugstore brands are finally getting on the micro brow pencil train, because for the longest time you could not find a pencil this thin and precise in the drugstore, but now you can. So I'm just gonna brush up my brows and start filling them in. So I got my tickets to BeautyCon today. Are any of you guys going to BeautyCon New York? Let me know, because I would love to see you guys there if you're going to be there. I'm excited. Last year I went to Generation Beauty LA and Generation Beauty New York, so it kind of like spread out the beauty festival thing for me, but I didn't go to Gen Beauty LA this year. So I'm kind of excited to go to BeautyCon, because Generation Beauty won't be until October this year. It's like later than usual. So I feel like this will give me like a little mid-year boost of beauty excitement. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. I wasn't originally planning on going, but then I kind of, I don't know, I saw how many brands are gonna be there. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I've never been to BeautyCon before, and I'm curious to see how it compares as an event to Gen Beauty. It's in the same building as Gen Beauty was in New York this past year. It's at the Javits Center. So I really liked that venue. I think it worked really well for Generation Beauty. So I have high hopes. I actually do really like this pencil. I feel like the color on it is really nice. I don't even know what color this is, to be honest, because of course the packaging doesn't say. I think this is whatever the darkest shade of brown is that they carry, but it's a nice tone. Like, it's not too red. Sometimes I find a lot of the dark brown pencils are too red in tone. They look a little weird with my hair color, but this is really nice. So to prime my eyes for eyeshadow, you guys picked the NYX HD eyeshadow base, which is like my holy grail. So you guys know I'm excited about this. I feel like this is a great dupe for the NARS Pro Prime eyeshadow base, which was my previous holy grail, and I still really like that product. It's just very, very expensive, so I feel like this is just a great alternative if you don't want to spend an arm and a leg on your eyeshadow primer. This is not the kind of primer that's going to cover up dark circles or veininess or anything. It's kind of translucent, so you're going to want to probably conceal first if that's a concern for you. But I feel like this just really locks your eye makeup into place. It works with any skin tone. It's just a really great, affordable primer. I'm a big fan of it. I'm actually just gonna go in with my powder brush with the residual product that's left over on here and just kind of tap this on top of the primer just to set it down a little bit. So the category of eyeshadow palette was very, very close. This was like neck and neck. So with 32% of the vote, the winner was the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, which I haven't used on my channel in ages. So I'm kind of excited to play around with this because it is available at Ulta now. So you can still get your hands on it, and it's a really great palette. It has so many colors to choose from and finishes. It's very, very versatile. But the runner-up for this category was the Persona Identity palette, which I did just pick up. I talked about in my testing 10 video that that's something I'm going to be testing out this month. So I definitely will make sure to try to use that in an upcoming video or on my Instagram in a tutorial or something. I definitely want to show you guys how that one applies on the eyes. But for today, we're gonna be playing with this beaut right here, which I can honestly come up with just about any kind of look. There's so much going on here. We have colorful shades, we have warm tones, we have pinks, shimmers, mattes, all kinds of good stuff. So I'm thinking, I did also ask you guys a couple of other questions in relation to the eyes. So you guys said no glitter, no falsies, and that you wanted me to keep my eyeliner kind of more light and natural. So I'm thinking, given all of that, I don't want to do something super crazy on my eyes because I feel like it's not going to pair well if I'm not going to be doing like liner and lashes and the whole 9 yards. So I think we're going to keep today's look, again, very fresh, very springy, because I think that works with all the rest of the makeup that you guys chose. So I'm gonna start with this shade right here, which is the fourth one in from the left. I honestly, guys, don't have my little card that has the name of the shades. I don't know what the heck I did with it. I know that now, like, the new version of the palette, I think, has the shades on the back, which is very, very handy, especially if you're a creator like myself and you want to be able to tell people what shades you're using. I think this one might be MFEO. I don't really know though, so don't quote me on that. This is a great crease color though. Like, this is kind of one of those shades you can use with literally like every look because it just creates a little bit of depth, but it's very soft, and then like other shades can really easily blend into it. So I'm feeling kind of conflicted right now because I want to do a lot of different things with this. But I'm thinking what might be fun, since we use Precious Petals as our highlight, I feel like this eyeshadow shade reminds me of that highlighter, but deeper. It's like a pink with a gold reflect. So I'm gonna take that shade on my finger and I'm gonna apply this all over my lid. Plus, pink is such a pretty, like, springy color, so I feel like that works, right? I do actually really love this shade. It's like very duochromatic and beautiful. I think it looks really, really pretty on the eyes. And then I'm gonna take my little Luxie tapered blending brush here, and I think I'm gonna start building up some depth in the outer corner. I wanna use, let's use this shade right here next to the cranberry one, this matte brown. If I can find the names of these shades, I will list them for you in the description box. So if you want to follow along with this or recreate this look, you'll remember or know what the heck it is I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna gently build this up in the outer corner of the eye. I think this shade might be called Buns. Again, not entirely sure. Will let you guys know, but I feel like that might be right. I think I may even pick up a little bit of this like mustard yellow shade here, just like a little bit, just to kind of add this to the outer portion of the crease, to add just like a little subtle hint of warmth. Yeah, I think that's pretty. And of course, if you feel like you might have lost some intensity on the lid, you can always go back in, add some more, build it up. And then I'm gonna take another clean blending brush and I'm gonna go into this shade in the top left of the palette. This one is a little bit, it's got a sheen to it, but it's not as intensely shimmery as the shade that is next to it. I'm just going to apply this on the brow bone as a highlight. You know what I think I actually want to do that might be pretty? I'm going to take some more of Precious Petals and that highlighter brush, and I'm going to add that on top of where I'm placing that eyeshadow, because I think it will pull together the look a little bit more. Kind of like pulling in the highlighter shade into the eyes. Yeah, I actually really like that. I think that looks very, very pretty. You know, and I'm thinking what might be kind of fun for this look would be to add a pop of color, because I might as well kind of go for it. I'm thinking I want to use like this purple shade here on the lower lash line a little bit. So I'm going to use my little pencil brush, and I'm just going to smudge a little bit of this really close to the lash line. And I'm going to actually take my little crease brush and a little bit of that first transition shade, and I'm just going to kind of like blend this right along the edge of that purple liner just to kind of soften it out a little bit. So for liner, since you guys said let's keep it light and natural, I love using a brown eyeliner for every day. I think it is way more natural looking than a black eyeliner is, and the Marc Jacobs Highliner Matte Gel Eye Crayons are some of my favorite because they go on really creamy, really opaque, and they like do not budge once they're set. So I'm gonna tightline with this actually. I'm gonna take it right on my upper waterline here. And this will just add some fullness and depth to the look of my eyelashes, but it's not going to make like the eyeliner look really thick and dramatic. So I'm gonna just be curling my eyelashes and then applying mascara since we're skipping falsies today. The mascara I'm gonna be using is this one that's new that I'm testing out. It's the Essence, the False Lashes Mascara Dramatic Volume Unlimited. So maybe this will give us a falsies-like appearance without actually needing to wear falsies. I will say from what I've seen thus far, this mascara is pretty redonkulous. Like, it's a very moussey texture, but it adds crazy volume to your lashes. Like, holy cow. I mean, it might be a little bit too thick for some people. Like, I can some people feeling like this is really clumpy and not liking it, or I could also see that it's gonna dry out and get real spidery really fast. But so far for me and like my preferences, I really like this mascara. Okay, so eyes are done. I think they came out really nice. I'm digging it. I feel very springy. So now we just have to do lips. So I asked you guys what color family you wanted me to use, like red or pink, nude, or something colorful and weird and unexpected. And the winner was nude by a landslide, but the unexpected category was the runner-up, which is good to know. So maybe I'll have to do more like fun lip colors in some of my upcoming videos for you guys. I also asked what finish you wanted me to use, if you wanted me to go like opaque and matte, opaque and glossy, shiny and sheer and glossy, or glittery, and you guys said opaque and glossy. So I felt like if I was gonna pick the perfect nude, opaque, glossy lip, the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche liquefied lipsticks, perfect. This one's in the shade Whip, which is a beautiful nude color. It doesn't give you like those concealer lips at all, but it gives your lips such a gorgeous shine. It's full color. It's basically like a melted down version of their like regular stick lipsticks. It's stunning. Also, it smells so good. I actually got the little mini size of this in a set at the holidays from Sephora, and it looks like it's still available for purchase for $15 on the Sephora website. So if you haven't tried these liquefied lipsticks and you want to, you can get that set for a really, really good price. And last but not least, we're gonna lock in all this hard work with some setting spray. You guys chose the Milani Make It Last for me to use today. This is a great one. It's a very affordable drugstore setting spray. I think it really does lock my makeup in. There is alcohol in this spray, so I feel like if you have dry skin, it can be a little bit drying. I wouldn't maybe use it every single day, especially if you're wearing makeup every single day, but it does what it says it's supposed to do. So this is my final look. What do you guys think? Do you like how it came out? I'm actually really happy with it. I think it's really pretty. I feel like my skin looks really healthy and glowy and radiant. It's very springy. I feel like this just came out really perfect for this time of year, and I'm really, really pleased with it. I think you guys did a great job picking out products. I'm really happy with everything that you chose, and I think this was a lot of fun to do. I always love just like sitting down and experimenting with makeup. I loved going into this blind and not really knowing like what look I was ultimately going for, but it was also helpful knowing that I've tried and used all these products before. I kind of knew what to expect with them in terms of performance. So I feel like all in all, this was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much if you voted and helped me pick out these products. If you enjoy this video idea and you'd like to see me do something like this again in the future, give this one a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel and you want to be able to participate next time I do something like this, make sure that you subscribe before you click out of this video. Do a lot of fun things over here, a lot of reviews and playing with makeup and all kinds of good stuff. So I hope you'll stick around and come back for more. And in the meantime, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I've got more work and things to do, but I'm feeling very pretty now. I'm feeling like excited to go about my day. So I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.